the 10 schools with the best combined college football and college basketball. The Big 12 Conference can hang its hat on being the only league in the NCAA to put a team into each of the major men's championships. First in football, with Oklahoma, and currently in basketball, with Kansas punching its ticket for the Final Four with Sunday's win against Duke. Finding high-level success in both sports is rare, as Kansas can attest. A powerhouse in men's basketball, the Jayhawks football program is not a powerhouse. Another team in this year's college football playoff, Georgia, failed to reach the NCAA tournament altogether. But a few schools managed to pull off the double dip across football and basketball. With the Final Four coming up, this week's top 10 list asks, which Football Bowl Subdivision schools stood above the rest across football and men's basketball. The Tigers made their third college football playoff appearance in as many years, losing the rubber match to Alabama in the Peach Bowl, and ended the year ranked number 4 in the Amway Coaches Poll. In basketball, Clemson advanced to the fourth Sweet 16 in program history before losing to Kansas. Spring previews: ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, SEC American Unheralded, the 10 best quarterbacks in Group of 5 conferences crystal ball, predicting the top 25 college football teams for 2018. Another banner season in basketball, 30 wins for the fourth time under Tom Izzo, though the Spartans bowed out to Syracuse in the second round. The success followed a bounce-back season in the fall, as Mark D'Antonio and Michigan State followed up a horrific 2016 to win 10 games and finish in the top 15. Alabama won the national title in January, as you might know, and then reached the tournament, thanks to a few small miracles from freshman guard Colin Sexton. These things happen in pairs. Alabama's last 2 tournament bids, in 2012 and again this month, came after national championships in football. Ohio State was squeezed out of the college football playoff as Big Ten champions, though the Buckeyes did rally to swamp Southern California in the Cotton Bowl. The bigger surprise was the Buckeyes' play under first-year coach Chris Holtmann, who won 25 games and reached the second round after the team missed the tournament in each of Thad Matta's final 2 seasons. The Horned Frogs were a major factor in the Big 12 race in the fall, as things tend to go under Gary Patterson, and shouldn't be faulted for failing to figure out how to stop Baker Mayfield, because no one else did it, either. Meanwhile, Jamie Dixon led his alma mater to 21 wins and the program's first tournament bid in 20 years. The first-round exit from the NCAA tournament, as the first number 1 to ever lose to a number 16, overshadowed a spectacular regular season for the Cavaliers, who entered the postseason as the top overall seed. But it followed a theme. Virginia was similarly humbled months earlier in the Military Bowl, losing 49-7 to Navy. But a bowl bid was a meaningful step forward in Bronco Mendenhall's second season. That Purdue made a bowl game in Jeff Brom's debut was a pretty solid achievement, given the Boilermakers' putrid play in the handful of years prior to his arrival and the basement-level expectations heading into the fall. The Boilermakers then finished second in the Big Ten before ducking out in the Sweet 16, thanks in no small part to injuries. Purdue would have been a spot higher on this list if not for a 14-12 loss to Rutgers and a 25-24 loss to Nebraska in back-to-back weeks in October. Oklahoma's basketball season was great fun until January, at which point the wheels fell off, rolled into a ditch and burst into flames. For those few months, however, and even a little bit beyond, Trae Young and the Sooners were a blast. OU's first year under Lincoln Riley was even more enjoyable with Heisman winner Baker Mayfield until the Rose Bowl, when the Sooners couldn't outscore Georgia in the national semifinal. The Wildcats finished third in the SEC East, though the 3 losses to end the year put a sour cap on an otherwise successful season for Mark Stoops. Kentucky made another Sweet 16 appearance under John Calipari but lost there to Kansas State, ending its season at 26-10. The Trojans missed the NCAA tournament despite winning 23 games in the regular season and finishing second in the Pac-12, behind only Arizona. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. USC was slightly more productive in the fall, winning the conference title and reaching the Cotton Bowl, but there was still a feeling that the Trojans could have done more. Early preseason top 25 for college football in 2018.